amazing family. This is Hadija with the Parenting Mindset Shift, a place for parents to bring clarity, confidence, peace, and joy to their parenting. And today, I will share my thoughts and experience on how I honor my culture. And my culture, my beautiful blend is the Comorian, French, and Muslim culture while living in the US. So, as a multicultural person, I understand the challenges of balancing different culture identities. And however, embracing our cultural heritage is important for us and for future generations. So through our stories, traditions, and languages, that we can keep our culture alive and pass it on to our children. So as you already know, I speak French. I was born in France. So one of the ways I keep my French heritage alive is by speaking French to my kids. And it's important to me to pass on the language to them so they can feel a connection to who they are, where they came from, who their parents are. So speaking French at home allows our kids to communicate when we are going to France and visited our family there. And so it's not just about the language as well. It's also about the whole cultural nuances and values that comes with it. So, and I think I notice when we speak French and English, there is the different attitude even sometimes that's come with it. So it's a way to share the customs, the tradition, and the way of life I grew up with. It's also a way for our children to connect, like I said, with our their extended family in France and feel a sense of belonging with them. And for instance, I was born and grew up in France at the time, and at the time the teacher, the doctors, people were just advising immigrant parents to keep it to one language at home, to make things easy for the children, which today we know it's not necessarily beneficial at all. So my mother, did follow the rules, and she would speak Comorian to us, and she would allow us to speak back, to respond in French, but not necessarily in Comorian. So when we were going to go to Comoros, I would not be speaking the language. And of course, I'm talking about my home and my family. It's not necessarily every Comorian in France. Different home are functioning differently, right? So I was not able to speak Comorian, and I will feel a little bit left out when I would go there. The thing was that I was able to understand it, but I wouldn't be able to speak it. So now, fast forward back, my turn to be a French Comorian immigrant in the United States, trying to avoid the repeating cycle by speaking French at home and asking them to respond back to French to us. And of course, I have a 17 years old, 14 years old, and a 9 years old. Things get a little bit loose the more we went. But that's kind of one way to do that. We don't teach French, we just speak it. And it's a way for us to honor the language. Today I will just speak about few of the things that I honor my culture. And for instance, I'm using this month is another opportunity to honor because who we are, because it's Ramadan. Ramadan is here, and it's a month-long period of fasting and spiritual reflection observed by Muslims worldwide. So during this time, we abstain from food and drink from sunrise to sunset, and focus on our prayer and spiritual connection. And it's a time for us to come together as a family and reflect on our blessing, practice self-discipline and gratitude, an opportunity for us parents to teach and make sure that our kids understand what we're doing. What is this whole fasting business, right? What is it, and why we do it? So, and it's also an opportunity to share the traditional Comorian meal during Ramadan. So my kids look forward for this time of the year because they know that month I make the effort to cook the delicious food. It's time consuming, but I make the effort because it's a time where they're fasting and they can have basically whatever they want and they ask for. And thankfully I've been cooking some Comorian meal during the year that they look forward for that specific one. So that meal like kuskuma and pilau and kacafucha and crepes. Okay, crepes is pretty much everybody knows about it. It's the daily dessert here during Ramadan. We also have moments where we go to the mosque and have a beautiful feast with the community there. So it's a moment to share who we are, like I said, a part of our identity. And Ramadan Adam is not just about fasting and praying. It's really about the community and the cultural tradition that come with it. It's time to reconnect and with the friends and give back to the community. Okay, so we want to like honor all of that aspect, and our desire is to instill a sense of pride and belonging of who they are and where they came from. It's also the celebration of the end of Ramadan, the Eid celebration. So we do that. There is different ways that we did it in France, different ways that it's done in Comoros, and different ways that it's done here in America. And all of those are beautiful to learn from and share that with our kids so they know what are the differences and where we are celebrating what we are celebrating. So thank you. I love that, and I love sharing that with them, and you can see all the different pictures and the celebration of how we do that. And so last summer, for instance, we had a beautiful opportunity to show off Comoros to our children. This preparation and the visit can be a whole parenting teaching moment in another video. So you know what, let me know in the comment if you want to know more about our trip to Comoros with our three children. It was beautiful. It was it necessitates some preparation to make sure that our born French American Comorian kids understand what it means to go there. So like I said, honoring our cultural heritage can be challenging, especially in a world that often value assimilation and conformity over diversity. However, our differences make us unique and beautiful, and we can learn from each other, grow together, and create a more inclusive and tolerant world through our differences. So now it's time for our Chouette Connection tools. And it's easy. Does your kids know where the tradition came from that you instill at home? Share the stories with them. Share where it came from. Share how you felt when your parents, when their grandparents did it with you. Try to have that with them so they can feel the connection throughout this different generation. And put it on the comment. Like, I would love, like, you know, I would love to see all the tradition that you instill at home and how you communicate that and where it came from. That would be like learning from each other. Today I just mentioned two of the aspects of honoring our culture, but there's so many other aspects to do that. And I just wanted to use the opportunity of, because it's April and it's the month of Ramadan this month, to share about Ramadan. But there is aspect of, like I said, we can also focus on the food, like how you what are the food that you're cooking with your kids and things like that. So just like share with us what you're doing to honor your heritage. And so today I just mentioned the Ramadan, the Muslim culture, and the French speaking aspect, and then I would love to share more about it in other videos, but let me know what you think. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification button so you can get those videos every week. Every Sunday you are receiving a video. And I hope this inspires you to embrace your culture, share that with your children, and it helps them to have this sense of belonging, like I said, and connection throughout the family as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.